Hi, good day, good afternoon, good night. I forgot good evening. Welcome to another episode of House of Starres. I am your girl Starre, and today we are bringing back, as we have not done this in a while, in just a little bit, celebrity psychic readings. So today, who we're going to be reading on and who the reading, or starring the reading today, is we're going to be talking about Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner. So, of course, we are going to go into the reading doing it the way that we always do, which is we touch base on personality, the way they love, their sex language, and to finish off what is going on around them and what's to come for them. Okay, so today I actually have a couple announcements, couple of revelations and things like that. So for starters, I want to say again, because I've been getting this question a lot of people have been asking me, until further notice, I am still doing the $20 for 20 minutes special. It's been running for a couple months now, and to be honest, it's been working fairly well for a lot of my clients, because, some people want to be able to, get a chance to kind of sample me and see exactly how I work, so they feel like the 20 minutes works out for them, and the pricing and the timing, because some people don't really have a lot of questions. But also another issue, I want to say issue or problem, but something that I am running into, a lot of people have a whole lot to talk about, or a lot of questions that they didn't think that they were going to have in the reading, and they start to run over time. So the best thing that I usually suggest for something like that is to purchase an hour reading. If you know if it's a situation, like for example, like it's a relationship situation, you know what I mean? Like it's a situation with a boyfriend or things like that. Usually readings like that do take a lot of time, because, after a while you do have questions, like, if you had suspicions about things in the past and you felt like, okay, let me confirm it, you will ask in the time of the reading, right? So I have I do hour readings. Now my prices are very flexible. You can inquire for my prices within. When it comes to timing and things like that, I like to keep them flexible. I like to keep them affordable. So inquire within with that. Okay. Also, one thing I noticed, I love the support and the subscribers that I do have here on YouTube, but also make sure that you do like the Facebook page, because on the Facebook page is where I actually put up a lot of updates and things like that. Now, I have a lot of people that have been messaging me, and, honestly, I want to thank you guys for the kind words. Like, I've had some people that just message me and just send me, like, positive feedback and, just positivity, and honestly, like, you guys have no idea how grateful I am for that, because you guys are literally, like, the oil to my engine, you know what I mean? Or the gas to my gas tank that keeps me going and motivated in the things I do. So thank you so much for the positive feedback and the positivity. Just know that it's being greatly appreciated, and blessings and love and light to you for every person that actually supports and actually watches the House of Starres. But another thing, guys, like if you guys know somebody that'd be interested in the topics that I have to talk about, or, you think like, I'm a pretty cool chick, like, you want to introduce a friend or a family member or somebody to me, get them to subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. It's not like you have to pay anything for it. So, yeah, like, support your girl. Subscribe, share, like, when you see videos, share them on your Facebook page, share them on Twitter, share them on a wall, share whatever you think that somebody would think be a cool topic to watch, like, just share it, okay? Another thing I have an announcement on. Well, there's a couple of things that are going to be changing with House of Starres. There's a lot of things that are changing around my life right now. And I can't really discuss the full details right now, but I hope you guys stay tuned, rock with me, and be open to the changes of the House of Starres and the merging of different things. You guys are probably wondering why I have this headset in. It's Mercury retrograde. So for some odd reason, the sound on my device decided to fuck off on me. So I have to use this headset in order for you guys to hear me. So just ignore it. Act like it's not there. Like, I could put my hair like this. Okay, that's not working, but see, you barely even notice his hair. It's like, hello, welcome to the House of Starres. Like, you don't notice it. But yeah, so let's move into the reading. Obviously, I'm acting like an idiot. So let's go into, at first, right now what I do have pulled up is the picture of him, or her, sorry, I'm completely sorry, no offense to anybody that happens to be transgender, and I'm not using the proper terms in addressing him how he wants to be addressed. But she is wearing, this is her cover, her photo on the cover of Vanity Fair. And the reason why, of course, I chose this photo is because this is who he feels, or she feels that she is in her truest essence. And with that being said, when it comes to spirituality, that's the place where you want to see somebody or read somebody in. Regardless of what, I could read him either way. But I just thought, okay, I would pull a picture of him as Caitlyn, and where he sees himself as being the happiest. So we're going to be reading on Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, born October 28th, 1949. So that means he is born under the sun sign of Scorpio, which I'm a Scorpio. Shout out Scorpios. So that means the kind of person that he is, based on his personality trait, is that I feel like he's a very soft, warm, and he's a very sensitive soul, very sensitive person. Even though he is a grown man being 65 years old, he's definitely a person that there's an aspect of him where he's still that little boy within inside of him. And that makes a lot of sense to the reason why he, at 65, where you would feel like you've lived your whole life and you wouldn't want to make changes to your sex or whatever the case may be, that he's decided at this age, because he's still that young person, that little boy within himself is still crying out to be heard, is still crying out to be Caitlyn, or crying out to be the person that he felt that he was inside when he was born at a young age. I feel from a very young age. It's weird on what I'm picking up, and I never watched the interview or anything on him, so just keep this in mind. This is based on channel. I just feel like even though when he was fairly young, it's not about the aspect of wanting to be a woman, as in like, I don't like girls, I want to be with men. I feel it's more or less of an aspect that he does feel a very feminine energy within himself. What I do see around him is that he has a lot of mermaid energy. And usually a lot of mermaid energy people have a strong connection between both masculine and feminine. So you being a woman, being a mer person, you can be very strong in the feminine energy. Or if you are even in a male, you still embrace the strong feminine attributes to your essence. As you think of water or you think of the ocean, you think of the womb. All right? So through that being said, it's like there's a lot of the energy connected to people that are connected to water. They have a strong sense and connection to their emotions, where through your emotions is an energy on a more feminine aspect, as in logic would be more in a more masculine aspect. I do see that he's definitely a very family-oriented person. He cares a lot about people that are around him. He's a person that likes to keep friends that he's had for so many years. Even though he has, like, I feel like he has a couple friends that he's had for many years now, maybe related to sports and things like that, that he's remained close relationships with. But I feel like he's even a person, sometimes he will go out his way to check up on people and see how they're doing and connect with them. I feel like he has a really good connection with older people. I know he is 65 right now and he is a senior citizen, but I feel like even being younger, there's like an older woman that I do see around him that he's talking to or he's around. I'm seeing water in the background, so I don't know if he had like a family member that was in a nursing home or something like that, but I feel like there's like a strong connection of taking care of the old or taking care of people that are frail or in need of nursing. So if he were never to be in the profession of being a runner and being an Olympian like he was in his life, he'd be somebody that would do really good with charitable work, or do really good as being a nurse or like a nurse's aide. That's something I see him being really good with. I feel like he's definitely a person that he's very sensitive in a sense where there's things that when you say things to him, you don't even probably know that you are offending him, that really stings his spirit because he holds so much power to his words. It's like that little boy again. It's like being scolded by. It's like when he hears things that people say, and they hurt his feelings. It's almost like that little boy being scolded by his teacher or his parent or something like, no, Jimmy, don't do that. Like he feels that kind of impact towards him and actually scars him and hurts him. I feel like when it comes to romantic relationships with women that he's had in the past, what he's really loved the most about the women wasn't necessarily just the physical attraction of women. He was very fascinated and very enthralled by their essence. Like I feel, for example, like when he got with Kris Jenner, what he loved about her the most was the essence of a woman that she was, because she held her femininity and her sexuality in such a strong tact. But it oozed from her. Like even if you see Kris Jenner now, like she's a beautiful woman, she's an older woman, but she like oozes this sexuality. That it's like a sexuality that's a force to be reckoned with. Like you always have to respect it, and he loves that because he was a person that he had issues with exuding his sexuality as a person with confidence. And that obviously goes with the complex of wanting to be dressing like a woman or be a woman, though he was a man. And, you know, people always associate that type of lifestyle with being homosexual. So that's where a complex between your sexuality starts to kick in and things like that is what I see about him. I feel like he really loves his family. I feel like when it comes to his kids, even his stepchildren, he loves them just equally. I don't think he sees them as stepchildren. He sees them as they're all his children. He's very happy right now for the success of his daughters. He actually looks up to his daughters. Like his daughters are actually his biggest motivations right now. Considering, of course, that they are, I guess you could look at them as being either sex symbols or they have a sense of a public image where he admires that. Because he admires that look. Like I just heard Dorothy Dandridge. I don't know if he likes Dorothy Dandridge or, you know, obviously just typical Marilyn Monroe, but he loves that whole centerfold, that whole look at me, I'm glamorous type of femininity in a woman. So that's I do see as personality. Sorry, it's allergy season, so my nose is like running. Let's see what we move into his sex language. Well, we're just jumping into his sex language because the way he loves is pretty much was molded together to his personality. Okay, so when it comes to sex language, I feel like, of course, because he is a Scorpio, he was a very sexually charged man. Not only is he a very sexually charged man, he's a very sexually explorative man. From what I see from him, I feel like he's a person that's fascinated with sexual organs. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like what would fascinate him would be the differences of how a woman's vagina is shaped, or how a woman's vagina looked, so to speak. That was something that he was very like excited about or very interested of. It's so weird. It's like I'm looking at his picture, I feel like he's like smiling at me. But yeah, like is what I see about him. I also do see is that he's a person like sexually, like he's very catering, he's very loving, he's very much of a person that how can I say this? I'm just trying to see it right now. He's very much a romancer and a foreplay kind of guy. So when I see him, I feel like he's a person like he likes to be romantic. So I see like he likes to start off the night with wine, kissing, and things like that. I do feel like he's very sexually explorative, but at the same time, when it comes to sex, he likes to kind of have a build up towards sex. So it has to be a situation where it starts off really soft and like was light touching and then move into something a little bit more vigorous. But for the most part, he likes the gentleness of sex. He loves the caressing of sex, and he loves the intimacy when it comes to sex. Like, Caitlyn Jenner is the kind of person that would have sex with you and want to stay in bed with you like all night. You know what I mean? Or all day. And just like sit around and not do anything. But just kind of the bonding of the souls, or that bond, is what he needs to have when having sex with people. Don't get me wrong, over the years, I believe like he's had a lot of sexual connections with people where it was just simply sex. But at the same time, intimacy is a very big factor for him in sexual relationships. So if he feels like he cannot have any sense of intimacy with you, where he feels a close connection and also a sense of comfort, where he feels like he's not being judged, this sex is not going to be something that he's going to have a whole lot of fun doing with you. Okay? I feel like him and Kris Jenner used to have, like, I feel like there was times in a relationship that obviously sex was an issue, but I feel like what was really, what he loved, I think what he really loved about Kris Jenner, regardless of what her differences may have been with the choices that he's made as being Caitlyn, he loved in a weird way, he loved the fact that the form, he felt so comfortable to talk to her about it. You know what I mean? Just because she was just like an open, understanding person. I feel like Kris is a very, like, she's a person that she can easily get a lot out of you. Like, you could just sit down with her and out of nowhere you're just telling her your whole life story. And it doesn't mean because like she's like prying or anything like that. She just has an open channel where she can allow people to open themselves to her. I feel like if I were gonna like compare her to an essence of like of a tarot card, or an essence of a figure of some sort, she will be the Empress. That's who I do see her to be. Is like the Empress, the woman that is very maternal, the woman that is like a pregnant woman that is full of nurturing, but at the same time she's full with abundance around her. So it's like he looked at her, and what he loved about her and why they have lasted for the amount of years that they did, was the support that he got from her. Like, there was a lot of support there. The way that he felt like he could be vulnerable with her. That even though he was a man, and, you know, other relationships he'd been with, it's like he always had to take charge. There's times where he wanted somebody else to take charge. And Kris Jenner allowed him to do that. Okay? So that's what I do see when it comes to his personality trait, the way he loves, and his sex language. Let's see what's to come for Bruce Jenner. I don't know why I'm getting this image and I'm seeing something being pulled down. Almost like a curtain's being pulled down or something. And he's standing on stage and it's almost like a press conference or launch of something. So I have this feeling that there's going to be some kind of, and I don't know how soon this is going to happen, but I'm literally seeing it. Like, I'm seeing something being dropped down, like the curtain's dropping. He's standing up. He's showing something like he's very proud of it. And the camera lights are just snapping. So there's going to be something that he's going to be involved. I don't know why I just heard Google too. I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's going to be having a deal or a merge with Google or something that has to do with Google. But I do see that there's going to be something that's going to be coming up, or some kind of business venture that he's going to be in that's going to be very successful, that's going to have a strong impact. A lot of media attention is going to be around it for something that he is launching for his career. I do see that there is going to be some fashion prints that are going to be coming for him. One of the prints that he's going to be doing, I don't know why I'm seeing men around him, or like young men, or whatever. But one of the prints that I do see coming up for him is something that's a little bit more fashion forward. Of course, Vanity Fair, his shoot what he did was fashion forward, but this is something that is more like spunky. You know what I mean? Is what I'm seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if he even does a shoot with his daughter. But I do see that there's going to be some fashion things that are going to be coming up for him. Also, I pick a perfume. So I feel like I see it and I'm feeling France. So I'm feeling there's a lot of things that are going to be coming up in the fashion world that are for him. Though he's loving it, like he loves the attention that he's getting because that's who Caitlyn is. Caitlyn is for the attention. Like, lights, camera, action. Give me my Louis Vuitton, wow, Louis Vuitton and Hermes shoes, and I'm there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's who the essence of who Caitlyn is. I see some travel that's coming up for him. I feel eventually, I don't feel like he's gay, but I feel like he's gonna meet a man. I feel like there's gonna be a man that's gonna start being around him, almost like a partner. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's necessarily something that has to be sexual, but this is somebody that's in support of Caitlyn. This man, I see like light colored hair, I see glasses. This is something that he's gonna develop a very strong bond with eventually. Also, I do see for him, there's going to be some more changes surgically that he's going to be undergoing in order to maximize this more feminine look of himself. And he's very happy with that. I think it could be a possibility that he's probably going to do an interview with Oprah, because I just saw Oprah just flash up for me right there. So that could be a possibility of that happening as well. A lot of you guys probably wondering, like, how his family feels about it. His family is actually very excited for him. I do feel like, in a certain sense, Kris Jenner, she's happy for him, but I think what she's not liking is the whole comparison kind of thing and how it's making her look, considering that they were once married. It's not like it's something that gets her offside a little bit too terribly, but she does think about it a little bit. It's not really what it really is. It's more or less of how the media is taking it. And she's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, now this makes me look like da-da-da-da. Because, you know what I mean? This family's continually scrutinized on a daily basis through media. So, you can't blame her sometimes where it's like, you're kind of worried about what somebody's going to say about you. After a while, you start to care. Is what I do see around him. But I do see, like, his children and him their relationship is actually going to become a lot stronger because of this sex change that he's made. Because they're going to be really fascinated by it. And if not already, but they're very fascinated by it. Like, they're really proud of him that he's doing it. And they actually really like Caitlyn. Like, you kind of look good. So they like that. So I do see that around him. I see business ventures. I see good things coming up for him. I think that there's going to be a chance that he's going to actually branch off on his own and do something in reality himself. I don't know if it's going to be sometime next year, but I feel like right now there's been some approaches and talks with it, but hasn't necessarily been on it yet. But yeah, lots of good things to come. A lot of success, a lot of prosperity for him. And by all means, blessings and kudos to him for making a choice to live in his truest essence. What people do not understand, when people do make the choices of saying being gay or being transgen or being bisexual or lesbian is not a choice, it is absolutely true. What happens when our soul comes here and assumes our body as a human, the energy and the essence of our spirit is what determines who we are, not the body. The body is literally as important as me wearing this shirt. Don't get me wrong, obviously I'm not going to really dumb it down in that sense. But in retrospect, in the spiritual world, it is. It is as important as me wearing a shirt or pants. We are a body. We are a spirit with a body, not a body with a spirit. Okay? So with that being said, when you come down to earth and you assume your body, your spirit will be either of a feminine one that matches you being a woman, or you're masculine and you match the essence of you being a man, of your body. Or you could come in and it could be a mixed match situation where your spirit is of something feminine, and you come into your body and it happens to be a body of a man. So what people need to understand is that these are people that it's almost like a constant battle within each other. It's like the spirit within inside themselves is rejecting the body. It's like almost like the body is rancid to them. So imagine and have empathy for this man. That this man has lived so many years upon years, in this body that he was not happy with. Keep in mind, we are now moving into a society where transgender people are being a lot more, socially acceptable, especially him being 65. Think about the time where he came from before, and considering the career that he had being an athlete, that was going to be a no-go and a no-fly. You know what I mean? So I'm actually absolutely very, very, very 100% proud of Caitlyn Jenner for the choice that he's made. And I'm proud for the sense because he's living in his true essence. And anyone that lives in their truest essence, regardless of where it may be, as long as they're happy, who are you to freaking knock them for it? Right? So that's pretty much it. I guess that's all I gotta say, or the reading on Bruce Jenner. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was actually a very clean and easy read. His energy is such a common energy that I didn't feel like I had to dig or have to over explain or dissect the things that I was feeling. It just kind of went, you know what I mean? So blessings, love, light to Caitlyn Jenner, and blessings, love, and light to the House of Starres family. So again, if you guys want to get a reading, it is $20 for 20 minutes. Also, I do have our readings as well. Make sure that you do subscribe to this channel. And if you loved the video or loved any of the celebrity psychic readings that I've ever done, share them on your page or share them to other people and tell people about the channel. So again, make sure that you do like House of Starres on Facebook. The link is in the description box. If you want to follow me on any of my social networks, all the handles are below. Again, next episode I believe I'll be doing is the Ask Starre, because I do have a number of emails for the Ask Starre and I haven't got a chance to sift through it because I've been trying to balance work and this at the same time. So I believe that's what I'm going to be doing for the next episode. So if you have any celebrities that you'd want me to read on that I haven't already, let's kind of keep it in a more recent term where somebody that's a little bit more, of course I don't want to be that reader that only reads super popular people, but let's try to keep it in a term where it's people that are in the media and things like that. That's kind of up to date, because that is what people are looking for, are looking to see. And again, when it comes to the Ask Starre portion, all the information for Ask Starre will be in the description box if you would ever want to participate. I only select 2 people per episode. But again, I do want to thank you for your time and rocking with me and supporting the House of Starres and enjoying the things that I do and sending the kind words. You guys freaking rock. So I want to thank you so much again for your time tonight or today or whenever you happen to be watching this. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Good night.